Let's see. Can you hear me?
Hi, hi.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure we can hear you.
Okay.
I'm trying to turn on the volume, everybody. Hold on, just be patient.
Mark, can you hear us okay?
Yep, sure can.
Okay. We're not able to hear you in the class yet. Just give us 1 second.
Sure. I see that it's muted on your end. The little microphone at the bottom of your screen. There you go.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Nice. All right, we can hear you.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to talk to you. So we have a class of 5 through 8-year-olds here,
Wow.
and we're doing a production of Annie Jr. Pretty
Yay.
soon. And
Ah, look at that.
it's last week, and they are super excited, but
Oh,
we want to ask you some questions about your experience. And I think a couple of these guys actually maybe saw you the other day.
really?
Yeah. So before you guys ask questions, can we ask, Mark, is it okay if you kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and how you got into Annie and everything else?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Great.
So my name is Mark, and I play the president, Franklin Roosevelt, in Annie. And I also, I sometimes play Daddy Warbucks. If he's not in the show, I'll go on. See, I have the bald head. I will play Daddy Warbucks sometimes, but generally I play the president in Act 2. And then I play several different small parts in Act 1. I play the dog catcher, and I get to play with the dog, which is a lot of fun. And I play a policeman and a doorman in NYC. So I play a bunch of different parts.
Very cool. All right.
And I auditioned for this. Actually, it was about a year ago. This time last year, I auditioned for this show. And by video, I submitted a video, and then I went in person and had 3 different auditions in person with the director and the choreographer and the music director. And then we started rehearsals in last September. And then we opened in October, and I've been doing the show since October.
Wow, very cool. Does anyone have any burning questions they want to ask?
Me, he's a
All right,
Ooh,
Cora,
ooh.
you can go ahead. Go ahead.
What was it like to do it?
What's it like to be in a show?
No, like, what was it like to be in a wheelchair acting?
Oh, what's it like to act in a wheelchair?
That's really interesting. It takes a lot of concentration because I don't want to move my legs around too much, because I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but the president, obviously, Franklin Roosevelt, had polio when he was in his 30s, and so he couldn't move his legs. That's why you see me in the wheelchair. So it took a lot of practice, learning how to steer it, and because it's not like a new modern wheelchair, it's an old-fashioned wheelchair, and so the wheels sometimes want to go a different direction than I want to go, and so I had to practice a lot. practice a lot with that and practice on, using my upper body to act and not usually use my legs as much.
Very cool. Awesome. Anyone else? Okay, Kat, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Roger, we'll come back to you. Catherine. When did you start to be an actor?
Oh gosh. I was probably around you guys' age. I was in elementary school and I played George Washington. So lots of presidents, I guess, on my resume, if we go back that far. And I played the big bad wolf in the Three Little Pigs in the 3rd grade. And I just decided then I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actor. And then I did plays in high school. And I went to a performing arts high school my senior year and have just been working ever since. I'm really lucky to be able to do what I love.
Any other questions? Or you already asked, Kat, did you remember yours? Cece, do you have a question? Oh, yeah, Kat, go ahead. What's your question? Okay, Desmond, you can go next. Kat's gonna go first. Oh, okay. What's your favorite food? Desmond asks.
My favorite food? Pizza!
Nice. Very cool. All right, Kat. Yeah, what's your question?
Did you meet Annie in play, or did you meet Annie in play?
So did you meet the actress who played Annie like during rehearsals or like did
Yes.
you know her before? Yeah.
I did not know Ellie who plays our Annie. I did not know her before we started rehearsals. I live in New York City and she lives in Florida, actually. But we met in rehearsals and we became good friends, and she is super talented and very sweet. Very sweet. And she's a really, really talented 12-year-old. How old are all of you guys?
How old are these guys?
Yeah.
Let's see, who's 5? So we've got 2 5-year-olds, who's 6. There's a couple 6-year-olds, who's 7. A lot of 7-year-olds, and who's 8. A lot of 8-year-olds, yeah.
Oh, a lot of 8-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You guys are getting started early.
Lila's been wanting to ask a question. Lila, what's your question? What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, I would say, is probably a dolphin. I like dolphins. They're super smart. And I don't know, I just really connect with them. I like to go see them when I'm at the zoo. I also like monkeys and dolphins.
Any other questions about acting or being in a show or being in Annie? Yes, Cora, what?
What was it like to do it in front of everybody?
Oh yeah, what's it like to be in front of big audiences? That's a good question.
Oh, that's a really good question. It's very exciting because you can feel all of the energy from the audience coming at you and wanting you to do a good job. It's really a lot of fun to hear them all laugh, hear people laughing and clapping. People really in the audience, they love it when Sandy, our dog, comes on stage. That always gets a lot of clapping and a lot of cheering.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could maybe make you like a little bit nervous, but it's dark out there, so it's easy to we don't really see them in the audience, so we just get involved in telling our story, and we really look forward to the end of the show when everyone claps and sings tomorrow along with us.
Wait, was it a real dog?
Oh yeah, do you guys have a real dog?
We have 2. We have two.
I have a question. What is it like working with a dog actor?
You know, surprisingly, it takes a lot of, we had a lot of a special rehearsal time that we have to take in our rehearsals to, so our dog's names are Addison, and she's a girl, and then Georgie, who's a boy. Addison is our regular Sandy, and then Georgie is her understudy. So Georgie will go on when Addison isn't on. But we have to have a lot of special rehearsal time to get the dogs used to everything that happens on stage, because it's the orchestra is really loud and noisy, and we're in a lot of big bustling scenes. There's one big scene in Hooverville that the dogs have to be in. So we have to have a lot of rehearsal where first we'll rehearse it really quiet, the dog on stage, and then we'll raise up our volume a little more and do it again, and then raise our volume up a little more and do it again until we're at full volume with full orchestra and loud voices and everything, so that the dog gets used to all of the sort of sensory input that it takes to be on stage with everybody. And they get special treats. Ellie, our Annie, has treats in her pocket that she'll give the dog at certain spots in the show. She sneaks little treats to the dog so that she'll listen to her and follow her commands.
Ooh. Who's playing Sandy in this class? Yeah, Lila's playing Sandy. We got a human Sandy.
Oh,
Yeah, and Hamilton. Should we give you
that's a
guys?
good part. Uh-oh, you guys froze. Are you there? You're frozen. There you are.
Okay. Good. We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many people are there doing the show? How many kids are there all involved with Annie Jr.?
So what we're doing is we have 5 classes per week. So different days of the week, and each class is different. And so each class is doing different songs and different scenes. So we have probably 25 Annies. We have lots of different kids. So this class is doing NYC as their big song. And they're doing,
that's a good one.
doing Hard Knock Life Reprise, and we've got a Tomorrow in this class. So yeah, we're doing a lot in this class, but NYC is the big number.
That's the big one. So it's sort of like each class is tag teaming in and out of the show. Everybody does a little section of the show.
Yes, exactly. So we'll have fun moments where one kid runs behind a big prop, and then another kid runs out, and they're both Annies. So it'll be super fun.
Are there any Annies in this group here?
How many Annies do we have here?
3.
3? We have 3 Annies in this class.
Hey, congratulations.
I don't think we have an FDR in this class. Do we have a Warbucks in this class?
No.
No, but we do have a dog catcher. The dog catcher is in this class. Yep, that's right.
Hey, high five dog catcher. That's the part I play.
Kat, do you have another question? What's your question? What were you like when you weren't an actor?
What was I like when I wasn't an actor?
What do you think, like when he doesn't do acting? Okay, yeah, what did you do when you weren't an actor?
What did I do when I wasn't an actor? Well, I was a middle kid, so I have an older sister and a younger sister, and I liked a lot of attention. I liked TV and cartoons, and I liked to act out the stories that I would see on the television. And I think my mom knew that I had a lot of extra energy and a lot of, like that guy back there rolling around.
Oh yeah, we have kids who do have a lot of extra energy.
That was me for sure. So my mom said, well, let's get you involved in maybe doing some performing. You seem to like a lot of attention. And I just sort of, I sort of gravitated towards it, and it was really something that I could put myself into. So I was just a regular kid like you who thought maybe it was kind of something fun to do in school. And then I realized, hey, you could actually do this as a job. That's crazy. Let me try.
Friends, wait. Listen, I have a question. So do you have any advice based on that? Do you have any advice for maybe kids who do have a lot of energy and and feel like they're moving all over the place all the time? How can you use that energy to help you in your acting?
Well, because it takes a lot of focus, which to first learn your lines. I'm not I wasn't the best kid. It was hard for me to focus a lot and to get my brain had a lot of voices and a lot of stuff going on inside, like I know a lot of you do, and I had a lot of extra energy. So it really took me a lot of focus to learn the lines and then to learn the blocking. Do you guys know what that is? Like all the movements that you do in your scenes, that's called blocking. You have to remember all of that, and it takes a lot of rehearsal. So my mom got me involved in a lot of extracurricular activities. I took karate, and I took some dance classes, and I took piano lessons and singing lessons, and that kind of kept me busy, and it kind of all applied towards what I wanted to do on the stage.
Spencer, does anyone else have a question?
May I ask a question? This is
Sure.
Sarah. I'm hiding in the
Hi.
corner. Mark, you mentioned you play a lot of different roles, and I was just wondering how you prepare for that, because I know we have some kids in this class who are playing multiple roles and have multiple characters to get into for their show. So what do you do to help yourself for that?
I kind of treat each different character. I kind of will build a story in my head for like what each character is like, what their sort of thoughts are and what their lives are. Like my dog catcher, this takes place at a time in history which was called the Depression, which there was a lot of people weren't working. There wasn't a lot of money. So, my dog catcher is really, really excited to catch those dogs because he's going to get some money and he may be able to have dinner that night. The cop that I play, he's kind of not a very nice person. He's kind of a mean guy. He comes in and busts up Hooverville. Then I play a doorman in NYC who's very, very nice. He's very happy. He's a happy guy. I try to think about what each different character's personality might be. Is this a happy person? Is it a sad person? Is it an angry person? Is it someone who likes people? Is it someone who's kind of grumpy and grouchy and to themselves? You just sort of think about all those different things that each time I run off stage to become someone else and I'm changing my costume, I think, okay, who's next? Oh, it's my cop. Okay, as I'm putting my costume on, he's a mean guy. All right, here I go. Oh, now I'm in NYC. Now I'm a nice guy. Oh, and I'm also playing a dad. So I have like a little girl with me that I'm, that I love, and I play a father too. So you just kind of switch gears every time you come off stage before you go back on as someone else. You think, who am I this time, and what they like? Okay, go.
Very cool. Who else has questions? Did you do Hamilton? Got it? Who else? Any other questions? Any other questions about just, do you remember what is it? Oh. Does anyone have any questions about being an understudy? You do? Or Catherine, do you have another question? Catherine, what's your question? Okay, Cora, what's your question?
My question is, what's it like being an understudy?
Yeah, what's it like being an understudy?
being an understudy
Can
takes.
you explain what an understudy is?
Sure. So I have my regular part that I play in the show. In the first act, I play all those different people. And then in act 2, I play the president. So that's my usual day. That's my usual show. But like I said, sometimes if Daddy Warbucks is sick or he's not in the show, then I will have to play his part. So that means I have a whole different set of lines that I have to learn. It has all his costumes that I have a whole set of clothes that I wear that are just for when I go on as Daddy Warbucks. And I had to learn, all of his lines. I had to learn all of his music that he sings. I had to learn all of his dances that he dances with Annie. I had to learn all of his blocking, which means where he goes in each scene and where he walks and what he does. And we don't get a lot of rehearsal for that. So it's kind of like a lot of that I have to do on my own, just by watching him from backstage or in rehearsal. If I wasn't working, I would watch what Daddy Warbucks was doing and I would take a lot of notes. My script is full of lots of different notes about where he's going, what he's doing, what he's saying, so that I can do the exact same thing that he does when he's not in the show and I go on. It's really strange. The strangest part.
Do you go on as Daddy Warbucks?
I was going to say the strangest part is I haven't. Let's see. We've been on the road for now 6 months, and I just went on as Daddy Warbucks a couple of nights ago, Saturday night. And I didn't know until we had 2 shows that day. I did a matinee as me, FDR, and then on the break I found out that he wasn't in the show that night, so that I had to go on as him.
Oh.
And so I had, maybe a couple hours of notice to look at my script and get myself ready. But I've only been on about 7 times. So that's but the last time before that was 2 months. So I went 2 months without doing it. And then I found out I was going on and went on with very little notice. So it's kind of like being shot out of a cannon. And the weirdest bit of the show for me is when I'm in the cabinet scenes. If I go on as Daddy Warbucks, doing the play, someone else doing my part is the weirdest part.
Okay, well, we only have time for a couple more questions. Any more questions, friends?
Yes.
Miriam? Okay.
Anybody else? I have a question.
My question is, what's your favorite color? Yeah, what's your favorite number?
My favorite color, I really like pink. I see you're wearing pink shirt and pink glasses. That's very, very pretty. And my favorite number, I like the number 11.
It's a good number.
Nice. How old are you?
You need to raise your hand if you want to ask a question.
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite part to?
Favorite number.
Okay, listen up, friends. What's your favorite part to do in Annie? What's your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show is at the end when we get to do a new deal for Christmas, because that's pretty much everybody's on stage. All the orphans, Warbucks and me, and the lady who plays Grace, Julia. I like that because we all get to kind of interact together and I get to be with everybody on stage. That's the most fun for me.
Nice.
What?
No, friends. Hey, come
I think
If you aren't President Roosevelt, who else would you be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Well, yeah. So when I'm not Roosevelt and I'm on as Daddy Warbucks, someone else plays my part as Franklin Roosevelt. So that's really crazy when I'm playing Daddy Warbucks and I'm doing a scene with somebody else who's doing my regular part, saying my lines back and forth. It's kind of like, woo! It feels kind of like a dream. It's a little bit strange, but fun, super fun.
Pass.
What's your favorite donut place?
Was it my favorite donut place? Is that the question? Was that the question? I like to go to Dunkin' Donuts, but mostly for the coffee, but sometimes I'll get donuts too. Sometimes people will bring donuts and leave them for us backstage, and that's always super yummy. I like a Boston cream donut. They're my favorite.
Very nice. Any other questions?
What's your favorite ice cream place?
Okay.
Okay, friends, how about
Can I get in?
What's your favorite ice cream place?
Ben and Jerry.
Maybe for some advice on how to focus on rehearsal.
I have a question. Is your mom an actress too?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Is it?
no. My mom's just my mom. Hello? Are we there? Did we lose?
We're here.
Okay.
Kind of.
That looks like the inmates are getting restless.
Yes. Yes.
Are you guys about to have rehearsal?
Yes.
You don't have a
You are?
question?
Mark,
Yeah.
can I ask you one more question
Sure,
about
sure.
the auditioning process? Do you
Yeah.
audition? Did you audition for Annie with a particular role in mind, or do you just go in and audition and do they assign a role to you?
We they post there's a website that a lot of actors use, and that's where a lot of shows will post their auditions. So I was able to go in and select this particular role that I'm doing. I was like, well, I think I want to be FDR, and then I said I would also be interested in understudying for Daddy Warbucks. And so then they had me submit some material for Warbucks. And I actually, all through my whole audition process, only auditioned ever as Warbucks. And then when I got the offer for the job, it was to be his understudy and to play FDR. So then I did a lot of research on FDR. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I read a couple of books and learned as much about him, because he was a real person, as I could, and then sort of tried to layer that into my performance as FDR.
Very nice. Thank you to Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, he's saying something. Hold on, guys.
You guys break legs, okay? That means,
Oh, yeah.
that means good luck.
Yes.